What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Takeover 31. A little bit late on this one for the review anyway, guys. Sorry about that. I was first off, because the show aired at the same time as the finals, or Game 3 of the finals. First, so I was debating whether or not should I watch Takeover, should I watch the finals. I decided to go with the finals, and so then I had to watch Takeover, or at least parts of Takeover on Sunday. Right after the game was done, but then I had to stop midway through because then Lovecraft Country was on, and then I just watched the rest of the show this morning. So yeah, man. Anyway, and I also did some other homework as well, so that also kind of slowed me down a little bit. But anyway, overall, what did I think of Takeover 31? The show was fantastic. I would definitely say this is the best Takeover we got in the pandemic era we have gotten. First, so before we jump right into the card itself, what I thought of the matches, this and the third, I want to quickly discuss what we found about the new set. So we found out that we know that the NXT, at least this show, I'm not sure if the whole of NXT with their normal tapings are also going to be held in the Capitol Wrestling Center, I believe is what they called it, or it's just the takeovers. I would assume that the main NXT shows are there too because there've been a lot of CV outbreaks there. So that could be a reason because it is still a college campus after all. But whatever. First off, I love the look of it. It looked really different, which I like. I like that there's that the plexiglass has like a chain link fence on top of it. I thought it looked cool. I thought the lighting looked cool. I thought the set looked good. The entire set as a whole is fantastic. I really fucks with that look. And they actually start off the show with like a letter from Vince's dad, Vincent K. McMahon, where, you know, he kind of like going on about pro wrestling back in like, that shit happened like from like the 40s or some shit. But they showed that all before they went and showed us, you know, what the actual set looked like. And I was very impressed with it, very impressed with it. We also saw those commentary stunt doubles, which, I mean, I guess I can understand why they're there, I guess to not make it look like Vic's by himself when there's two, when you have both Beth and Wade Barrett's, you know, hearing. You can hear their commentary, but they're not there, so I guess to not make it look. But there was a point where you could get a clear look at it. Yeah, not the greatest thing from there. Did look kind of off, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so with all that being said, let's go on to the show itself. Start off, of course, with my man Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest. So as we all know, when it's takeover time, Johnny always is referencing some Marvel character or something in his gear. And tonight was no different. This time it wasn't actually a Marvel character. At first I legit thought it was Goku from Dragon Ball because he was wearing orange, blue, and white with some black in it. Which you guys know that's the colors of Goku's gi. So I thought, oh, it's probably Dragon Ball. I didn't know he was in the anime, but hey, good for Johnny. But then, after the match was done, I checked the main event gears Instagram account, which is the account that does Johnny Gargano's gear, and as well as a few other superstars. It was actually Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars series, which as soon as I saw that, I instantly sent it to my man, Elmore, who has a massive hard-on for Ahsoka, by the way. Like, the man's almost as bad as I am with Austin when it comes to Ahsoka. But I told him this, he said, oh yeah, that's his best gear because it's Ahsoka. I personally prefer the Captain Marvel gear myself, but to each his own. Anyway, regardless of such, this match was great. This match was awesome, actually, in fact. Was this as good? Was this one of Johnny's best matches? Does it go up there with his matches against Adam Cole, baby? No, of course not. But this was a very solid match in its own right. So I already mentioned Johnny's gear. Of course, Damian Priest was on the offensive to start off the match. We also had Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest reenact that fucking over-the-top rope dive with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 when they hit the cameraman. This time, my man Johnny pulls out like 2 security guards, and Damian Priest just falls right on him. And during the chaos, and amidst the chaos, he also hit this one move called, I believe Vic called it like the standing sliced bread, I think is what he called it. He literally like had him up in a stunner's position and then just jumped and then pretty much did like a backflip pretty much, and like you had him slam down on the ground. It looked really cool. I've never seen that move done before, actually. So that was a nice little welcome surprise. I thought that move was really cool. But anyway, back to the main spot. After when the ref is like checking on the security guards, making sure they're okay after this 6'7", 200 whatever pound man just came tumbling down on top of them, Johnny takes the opportunity to hit a low blow on Damian Priest, gets him back in the ring, and he goes for the pin. The ref, obviously, I think he also hit like one final beat or something. He goes for the pin, but Damian Priest kicks out at 2. Johnny's like, what? No! So they keep going back and forth. Johnny even like imitates Damian Priest doing that bow and arrow thing when he goes to the corner. Johnny also tried to. You actually had where the steel steps were actually on the outside of the ring, and Johnny was trying to get him to land right on them, which actually reminded me a lot of that one spot from between Damian Priest and Finn Balor had at their match at Takeover in Your House. I think was the one that they had that spot, and Damian didn't like land completely flush on the steps. It reminded me of that. I thought they were going to do that again, but Damian managed to counter it. Johnny goes for one final beat, but Damian Priest catches him and hits the Reckoning from the second rope. Great match. Not one of Johnny's best match, but once again, it's Johnny Gargano. This man can have a 4-star match with anybody, excluding Alexa Bliss. But then again, nobody can bring that woman to a good match. Now, in all seriousness, to be fair, Alexa Bliss has been doing the best work of her career lately with The Fiend. Same thing goes for Roman Reigns, the heel character. I've been loving it. And Alexa Bliss, I can actually stand aside of her for once. So, good on her. So, keep her out of the ring. Keep her in this role. She has a theme. Keep her out of the ring. You won't hear me, bitch. Anyway, next up, we had The Dream versus Kushida, which was actually Kushida's debut takeover match. Now, like I mentioned before, we all know what happened in Dream, so I won't go over that here. I will talk about that a little bit after when we get to the end of the match, because I would think I know what's going on, because this match was a borderline squash match from Kushida. Legit. The Dream barely got any offense. It was mostly Kushida targeting the Dream's arm, which, as you guys were speaking of the Dream, I really dug his outfit for this match, because you guys know Kushida is very, is a big fan of Back to the Future. It's all over his gear. From he wears, the fucking Marty McFly's jacket, the sunglasses, the clock thing, and of course, his signature move, the hoverboard lock, his finisher, his finishing submission. So, the Dream actually came out as Doc Brown, even dyed his hair gray and everything. You gotta love Patrick Corbin. The man is very dedicated. Oh, well, maybe not dedicated. That's not, I don't know why I'm now taking pot shots out of my whatever. So anyway, this match was really good. The Dream sold his fucking ass off. Like the man sold his arm like his life depended on, which, to be fair, in low-key does. With considering what happened back in June. But regardless of such. The Dream also did this one move where Kushida had his head laying against the bottom, prepped up by the bottom turnbuckle, and and Dream actually jumped off the bottom rope, and then just pretty much just went and just went right towards him with his nuts right in his face, which I'm like, Dream, you probably shouldn't be doing that move considering the hard water you were in. Just saying, my guy. I was like, I don't know how wise that move is. I don't think you should be doing that, my guy. But anyway, like I said, Kushida was targeting the arm. Dream goes for the Purple Rain, goes for the the Purple Rain. I believe the Purple Rain. That complete flip 1AA thing he does. I believe it's called the Purple Rain Man. It might be his other one. It might be his other finisher that I'm slipping on the name of. But anyway, he does that while Kushida has the hoverboard locked in, because that was the thing. They were targeting Dream's arm. That Kushida was targeting Dream's arm. He also I didn't mention this before, but actually, Kushida came out dressed up with pretty much just street clothes. Pretty much, he was rocking jeans, which I found the kind of. I'm curious if that means they're going to be changing Kushida's character up a little bit. Maybe not completely, but it looks like they might be changing it up a little bit, which I wouldn't mind. Something different. But we'll see how that turns out in the coming weeks of NXT. So he goes. So he's been, like I said, he was targeting the arm, hoverboard locks, another stuff targeting that arm. But like I said, he goes for the Purple Rainmaker while he still has the hoverboard lock locked in. Well, right before he does the flip. And once he lands the flip, Kushida keeps the hoverboard lock locked in, and that's when the Dream finally tapped. Before that, he had the hoverboard locked in for like a pretty much long time. That's when he was able to counter into the Purple Rainmaker and everything. So yeah, Kushida won this match. The Dream sold his fucking ass off. Probably one of the best sells I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen a man sell that hard. Which makes me wonder if they're with how much they were targeting the arm and how much the Dream was selling said arm. I'm really curious if this was. Now, one, you could see this as WWE kind of teaching the Dream a lesson, considering what happened. That could be an option of Triple H would have done. But I wouldn't be surprised, because JD mentioned that in his review. But what I think they might have done this to like give him have a storyline injury where like his arm is injured and he's off TV for the rest of the year, which I thought because just hopefully let the thing blow over before they go back to him again. I don't know. I honestly think they should do that. I even said this in my Takeover in Your House review that the Dream should have stayed off TV for the rest of the year. He shouldn't have come back till at least after War Games, which we're not be getting. We're going to be getting another Takeover in December. But you guys get my point. I thought he should have stayed out for at least the rest of the year, or at the very least until after War Games, or at least when War Games would have been. But yeah. So regardless of such, I still consider myself a fan of the Velveteen Dream until the man is convicted and killed in a court of law. Innocent until proven guilty is my stance on that. But yeah, man, great match. So next up we had Isaiah Scott versus Santos Escobar. Yes, I'm gonna say it's Santos Escobar. I'm gonna roll them arms because I'm Hispanic. But this was now. At the time of this matchup, this was probably the best match on the card, at least until we actually got to the main event. But this match was fantastic. Isaiah Scott, Santos Escobar, they were both fantastic in this match. Of course, very high flying and all that other jazz. You had Santos Escobar to come out there we're rocking a fucking sombrero and a lucha mask as well to start to show of course, they had Rocky Wild and his boys, Legado del Fantasma. But after he got after he got his like year off and everything, he told me to stay in the back, which I enjoyed that. Which I thought was kind of cool. So they go at it, and of course, first of all, I gotta talk about Wade Barrett on commentary. Now, I still am always going to be Mauro and Nigel for commentary, but Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett are not half bad themselves. They are both really good. I hope we get Nigel back, because I miss him. But hey, I like Wade Barrett. Anyway, regardless of such, he mentioned actually throughout the match, Beth was talking about how he put on some weight and such for this match, but still managed to hit the 205 weight limit to make weight. And Wade was going on like, oh, that's so unnecessary. That might be a mistake on his part because he's already beaten them once. Which when they were talking on top of that Wade, I actually kind of liked it. I actually got that. But yeah, so you had Isaiah going after the arm. He had like the protective like little pad thing right under the right where the turnbuckle is. That little line that connects the turnbuckle to the to the pole, to the post or whatever. That got exposed and used that to his advantage, which ended up coming up later on in the match. Isaiah hit the house call, then hit a 450 splash. Thought the end of the match, but no, it was just a near fall. We all thought, I actually did think he was going to win the match right there from that spot. Of course, later on, the others of Legado del Fantasma got in there. They tried to help him out where he Isaiah Scott did I think it was like a fucking Hurricane Run or whatever off the top rope onto the floor, but of course they caught him and broke his fall, and and that overall the match was overall just great. Yeah, but the ending was actually quite interesting. I actually really dug it. At least how the way Isaiah Scott sold it. So they're on the apron, they're both fine, but I think Santos pushed him into that exposed pad or into that exposed turnbuckle thing. Whatever the hell that thing's called. It exposed it, and the dude on the man through his face, it looked like a man that legit just got unknowingly knocked out. He just hit the back. He hit at the back of his head. He's just and he was just out. Man was just out. Legit, he was just he didn't know where he was. He looked like Brock Lesnar after he took that fucking Starship. What the hell was that? That movie that top rope that. I forget what the hell was it called? Whatever. That movie did WrestleMania 19 against Kurt Angle. You guys know where he damn near broke his neck. Well, I think he did broke his neck, but he didn't kill him. But yeah, he legit looked like that. That's pretty much what he looked like. And Santos, of course, got the pin with like this double underhook, like knee to the face thing he did. So yeah, overall, really solid match. Next up, we had Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai for the NXT Women's title. Of course, as we know, this wasn't the first time these two faced off. They faced off also during at Takeover Toronto about 2 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago. Between the two matches, I couldn't tell you which one I thought was better. I would have to rewatch the Takeover Toronto match to tell you guys which one I thought was overall the superior match. But this match was also really great in its own right. So you had Io and Candice, which we also found out in the news actually that Tegan is actually legit got hurt again. You know, her knee, I think she said it was like her ACL, like popped while she was in rehab. So it wasn't even what she did in the ring, which that woman just can't catch a break, man. You hate to see it. But anyway, so they were going at it at first. Io was like actually hit like a 619, and when she went for when she goes for that like missile drop kick, she was like standing there for a while, I guess waiting to make sure Candice was in position, but she was like waiting there for a minute, just kind of sitting there before she jumps up the top rope and then hits the missile drop kick. So yeah, you had that. You of course had Candice going at her, getting very physical with her. Of course the refs tell her like, break the count, and she's like, all right, whatever, and all shit. So she locked in. So anyway, she locked in the Gargano escape, and Candice locked in the Gargano escape, and Io managed to get her hands to the rope, of course, get the rope play. So after the ref counted to 4, she ends up elbowing the referee while she's letting go to the hold. The dude goes down to like a knee. He's grabbing his face. So then Io hits a move. Then she goes over for her the moonsault. Candice actually counters and gets her legs up, just pretty much kicks her in midair, which launches her into the referee, sending him all the way to the floor. He's out. And then actually my man Johnny Gargano comes rushing in, rocking a referee shirt, and goes for a fast count, but I don't know why I keep saying TJ. Io instantly kicks out. Johnny's of course frustrated. He's like, what the hell's going on? He goes over into the back. He goes over to the back to the timekeeper's there, grabs the towel, says, it's hers, grabs the bell, and it's but right when she's about to start using it, is when the referee comes back and he's talking to Johnny, telling him to take off the referee's shirt, and all that shit. And while he's doing, he has the title of belt behind his back, and while they're arguing, he drops it. Candice grabs it, she uses it against Io. She used it against Io, but she still ends up getting just the 2 count. Eventually, Io hits her moonsault, and of course wins the match. That was once again I don't think I mentioned this what top of the Johnny Gargano match. I was really shocked that they went with that direction instead of giving them both the titles. Because throughout NXT for the last couple of weeks, they've been going on about them going to the first power couple of NXT, husband and wife co-champions or whatever. So I was really shocked that they actually did not go in that direction. Now, JD mentioned in his review, actually, that this could mean that they could be getting promoted to the main roster because the draft is relatively close. I think it starts this week, is when it starts on SmackDown. Not sure. I hope not, because Johnny will get fucked there. Candice might last because she is blonde. I pray to God that's not the case, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, man, great match. Not really good, not really complacent on the ending, but hey, we then saw that Toni Storm is coming back to NXT, and it looks like she's going to be there full time because she did make an appearance earlier on when they went to 2 hours, but she hasn't been there since I'm curious. So I assume she's going to be more of a permanent addition to the women's roster now. I would assume. And then we also figured out who was the motorcycle person that we got in those vignettes last week, which we found it to be Ember Moon, rocking a new different hairstyle, got some new makeup on, dressed up like she's in fucking Mad Max. I loved it. I love Ember Moon. I was so happy when I saw that she's back. Can't wait to see how she's going to get booked at NXT, because she's going to be booked a lot better than how that senile old fuck did. Anyway, now let us move on to the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle O'Reilly versus Fiend Balor. Now this match actually surprised me because this match was actually very technical. Like very technical, like way more than I thought it was. I did not expect it to be this technical. Like there was a lot of heel hooks, leg hooks, arm bars, you name it, that Kyle O'Reilly probably did it. This match was obviously definitely the best match on the card. I love Finn Balor. Kyle O'Reilly has shown, definitely this match shows us that he is great in his own right, which he always has been, you know, in the tag team. But I've seen him, like, you know, a one-on-one. You know, the man could, like, if he wanted to go for a single run like Adam Cole kind of did, instead of just simply struggling to the tag team thing, I'd be down for that, man. Which, that might happen, because Adam Cole's probably going to get moved up, or going to get demoted to the main roster, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Anyway, so yeah, like I mentioned before, a lot of heel hooks, leg hooks, arm bars and shit, but the biggest things obviously were two things. One, Finn Balor's knee, as well as Kyle O'Reilly's stuff. Those are the biggest parts that were going to target the match. Kyle O'Reilly kind of like Finn Balor, like kicked him in like the stomach, which hit him so hard where he kind of like went down. That's what Finn Balor was targeting throughout the rest of the match, with like, you know, coup de grace, foot stomps, and, you know, just random old kicks. While Kyle O'Reilly was working on his knees with like those heel hooks and everything, working on his knees. Like I said, the match before, this match was absolutely great. Very technical work, a lot of stuff between these two. These two worked absolutely fantastic together. And, you know, seeing all the submissions of Finn Balor, like where he was in that heel hook for like almost an eternity, but still barely managed to grab the ropes. That was pretty cool. Finn Balor. Now, I actually thought Kyle O'Reilly might actually get the title for this time, but no. Finn Balor retained with the coup de grace, and yeah. Obviously, after the match goes on, Finn Balor sends down to Kyle O'Reilly. They shake hands. He also pumps him up. And, you know, they get the credits and everything. But then, out comes Adam Cole from Ridge Holland. He just throws him overboard. He's beating this shit. His shirt is all torn off. And then the rest of the Undisputed Era come in there. And, you know, it looks like that Ridge Holland's not going to be feuding with the Undisputed Era. I'm not completely sold on Ridge Holland. I'm kind of just like whatever, indifferent to him. But we'll see in the coming weeks and next, see what's going on with that. So yeah, man, overall, Takeover 231 was fantastic. I absolutely love this show. I love the new look for the stage that we now are doing NXT at. And yeah, man, this is a great show. This was definitely better than All Out. You guys were asking which one I thought was better. I thought it was better than All Out. So overall, I'm going to give this show a 10 out of fucking 10. Mostly from the Kyle O'Reilly match. It was that fucking good. That match was like definitely the best match on the card. But yeah, man. Tell me down below your thoughts and what you thought of the show. Do you love it? Do you hate it? And hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, for links in the description box below. And as always, she's going after her guys next time.